Um, Finding the area between two curves. Um, it's really pretty straightforward. Um, if you're given two curves, let's say you're given, this is F, and let's say this is G. And if you wanted to find the area between these two curves from, let's say you go from here to right here. So that area would be this space right here. If we're finding that area between those two curves from A to B, here's what we would find. You got A here, you got B there. If we want to find the area between those two curves, all you do is you would do the integral from A to B, so from the starting value to the ending value, and we would do the top curve minus the bottom curve. And that's it. So like if we did it generically, once you write that, you can solve it using algebra. Really important that you subtract the entire F curve. So if you need to put parentheses around that, make sure you subtract the entire F curve. Make sure you just don't subtract the first term of the F curve. The key is the area between two curves is the integral from A to B of the top curve minus the bottom curve. It doesn't matter if it's above, both curves are above the x-axis, or both curves are below the x-axis, or one is above and one is below. It doesn't matter. It's always just the top curve minus the bottom curve. Now, the only thing that you want to be careful on, and this will be for level 3 questions over here, because you'll have this one, non-calculator questions that you should do without a calculator, and then a couple of sections with a calculator. The last one is a calculator one, but I want you to kind of keep in mind that, say you have a curve like this and you have another curve like this. And we'll call this F and we'll call this G. It's important that you note, if you're going, one way to find the curve from A to B, another way would be finding the area between the curve from C to D. But you have to be careful. So what you have to know is this area that's between these two curves, this space right here, we can find in one of two ways. We can either find it when we have equations in terms of x, or equations in terms of y. So if you have this, we could say that the area is equal to the integral from A to B of g of x minus f of x dx. Could do that. Or we could also think of it as the integral from C to D, but now we would need to do f of y, so the equation solved for x, so it's an equation in terms of y, minus g of y dy. So you just would have to change what the independent variable is. So you can either find it in terms of x or in terms of y. They would be the same thing. I think that's really the extent of it. I'm not even really going to do any examples, because that's all you have to do to find the area between two curves. Top curve minus the bottom curve. And then you should be in a good place. And then you're just integrating the way you've normally been integrating. If you have questions, let me know.